I really cannot stress how much I don't want to make this video. But you know how this spiritual shit go. You ain't really got no choice, so fuck. Let's get this shit over with, dog. I reckon the best way to go about it, let's just get right the fuck into it, okay? On 16 April 2011, about 13 years ago, probably my favorite number, chaos. Anywho, 16 April 2011, myself and three of my battle buddies who were made up my fire team. To give you some background, I used to be an infantryman in the U.S. Army, and I deployed to southern Afghanistan, Operation Enduring Freedom 1112, 10th Mountain Division, 3rd Brigade Combat Team 132, Chosin Battalion. Yeah, the name of the battalion was the Chosen Battalion. Interesting. Anywho, 16 April 2011. It was a normal day out there in Afghanistan. We was in southern Afghanistan, Kandahar province. Shout out to 10th Mountain Division. We were in a normal day in Afghanistan. We had actually done a bunch of patrols and gotten to all kind of shit that day, meaning we already had been shot at a bunch. And we were really eating dinner and about to walk back to the camp. But on the surveillance camera, which they call the Raven, they spotted a Russian 50 cal in the area, also known as a Dushka. It's the name of the gun. Anyway, Charlie Mike, if you know, you know. Charlie Mike, continue mission. That means they saw the weapon, which means the day wasn't over. We weren't about to go home. We have a follow-on mission now that's an emergency. Okay? So we begin to set up to track down this gun. As I mentioned before, I was a member of the heavy weapons squad. I was a 240 gunner. You should Google the 240 Bravo. She's a big old blicky, you know, big blicky. But anyway, as weapon squad, we normally set up in an area outside to catch the squirters or people trying to get away. Actually, we set up in all kind of ways, but in this particular situation, we set up, me and my three brothers, 4L, we set up a little thing on this brick wall, okay? Brick wall, perfectly placed bricks. That's important because in Afghanistan, people live in mud huts with steel doors. So to see this perfectly placed brick wall in an open field absolutely should have been a red flag to my superiors. It absolutely was a red flag to me and my homies. And I know that my superiors know that y'all fucked up. Anyway, so we go to set up. I'm normally to the far right in any formation because the 240 is a machine gun. It's a belt-fed machine gun. It's not. It doesn't have a clip in it. It's like Rambo, how he used to. Yeah, it's like that. And so I normally always am to the far right because my bullets are going to eject very quickly and they're going to be hot. My casings, the bullet casings, the brass is going to eject really quickly and they're going to be to the right. So normally I'm always to the far right. The wall where we set up, I tried to set my gun with the tripod on there on top of the wall, and it would not work because the ground was low. The ground was uneven at the wall, and I'm short. I'm a short king. And so I couldn't comfortably get my gun right. And so they had me to trade places with my homie ATM. they had me to trade places with him. And so where I would have normally been on the far right, I went to the far left. There are a lot of details to this story, and so I will try to condense it as much as I absolutely can. But anyway, we're on the wall. I'm on the far left. Normally, like I said, I would be on the far right, but I'm on the far left. My battle buddy Ren is beside me. My battle buddy Ramirez I'm gonna say their fucking names. And then my battle buddy ATM was to the far right where I was supposed to be. We just sitting there chilling, okay, looking down our scopes, just trying to find this fucking gun so we can go back in the house, so we can go back to the camp, go back to the tent, go back to the motherfucking cot, play some spades, you feel me? Yeah, I'm talking about. So we just shooting the shit, talking about baseball and shit. And then out of nowhere, boom. Boom. Yeah, a bomb goes off. A bomb that was planted inside of that brick wall. This is what they do over there. That's how they fight. That's why the Taliban is the only motherfuckers who ever put fear in my heart. No American gangster could put no fear. The Taliban is the most gangster motherfucker. Anywho, the wall explodes, blows me about 20 to 30 feet back, according to the sworn statements. I'm knocked out for a little bit. I don't know how long, but I remember opening my eyes. I remember seeing nothing but smoke. And then I remember my homie Ren was blown into 5 pieces. His head and his torso were intact, and all of his extremities were blown off. And then I began to give him aid and help him put tourniquets on his limbs. My friend Ramirez, his head was blown off and blown open, brains scattered everywhere. And then my friend ATM, who was standing where I was supposed to be standing, where I would always stand, where I would normally fucking stand, was deemed missing in action for about the first hour after the explosion. Later on, I don't remember who, somebody said we were still looking for ATM. We had started a search party trying to find ATM, standing where I was supposed to be standing. And then I believe it was one of the medics or something that said, excuse me, sir, I think we're standing in ATM. I believe we're standing. And then we looked down and the entire grass had this pink mist. It was just... Y'all hear the thunder? There was just pink mist all over the grass. And that's where ATM was. That's what I would have been. After the bomb, because the bomb was an ambush, we sustained heavy enemy fire. We got into the biggest firefight of my military career that day, after my friends were blown to pieces. There's a whole lot of details, but long story, a little less long. This is the reason that I am medically retired from the military, and I have a no re-entry code and can never re-enter the military. This is not my story, but it's a very big part of what makes me me. And I think that the spirit is forcing me to tell this story 13 years later so that you motherfuckers can see why I'm so intense. So that you motherfuckers can see why my faith is unmovable. So that you motherfuckers can see why the spirituality is so dead ass serious to me. I'm so proud of myself for not crying like a hoe on the internet. Because I want to so bad. And I will when I turn this camera off. I'm going to have me a good cry. The point is, I don't know why I was led to tell y'all this, but I know that mama wanted me to let y'all know so that you knew who the fuck you was dealing with. So when I come on here talking about spirituality and how I'm sold the fuck out for this shit, you're going to understand that you're dealing with a different fucking animal. I appreciate y'all listening to this fucking story. I really didn't want to tell it. Please keep your sympathy. Please, I beg you. I love y'all.